SoSolid2k. That name can bring up goosebumps or nostalgia tingles that you've never felt before. Creating his YouTube account on Christmas Day 2006, a month after Google bought YouTube for over $1 billion, SoSolid2k was the king of RuneScape YouTube videos for many years, still sitting at over 100,000 subs today, even though he has not been active in probably over about a decade. He uploaded a video a little bit ago, but we'll get into more of his history here. A peek into his channel about a year after creation shows he's up to 2,700 subs, has 124,000 channel views, and he makes videos pretty consistently, and they're all getting between 5 and 10,000 views. A PKing video, Bounty Hunter Day of Release, Mithril, Dragon Guy, because he was trying to hunt for the Dragon Fulham at this time before Christmas, and I just love this look of old YouTube. As someone who's been on YouTube since 2008 or 2007, it's legit very nostalgic for me. You have your friends, your subs, and then there's this comment section down here. I miss the comment section down here so much. It was very nostalgic, people telling them what kind of videos to upload. It's a great peek back into the prime days of YouTube. Even I'd left a comment on one of his RSMVs back in the day, which leads me into my next part of this video, what SoSolid2k was known for, at least known for to me. The high hit series, the max hit series, was one of my favorite series on all of YouTube back in the day. To watch someone who I saw as like a high level player in the game busting out giant hits with weapons I only could have dreamed of having back in the day and just doing it, I'm like, how is he doing all this stuff? I could never figure it out. And now that I'm older and you can learn a little bit more, you kind of figure out how he does it all. But back when he was making these videos, the amount of editing and the syncing up to the music, the choice of music, all of that stuff was just groundbreaking for the time. His quality really showed. It wasn't just about what he made the video. He could have made a video on dropping bones and watching noobs pick it up, and it would have been one of the better videos on YouTube, because the quality and the amount of effort he put into these videos was just amazing. And I love the max hit videos, hitting these giant hits, and the hype when these would get released was amazing. Like, he was a very special YouTuber back in an era when it wasn't about money, but it was just about having fun and just making the videos to show off the high level stuff for people who couldn't have it. The intriguing things with this max hit video, especially max hits with melee too, is that he didn't just use traditional weapons or the newest weapons in the game, like the barrel chest armor hitting 48, 50s, and busting 50s. That was amazing to me. I never had the barrel chest armor back 12, 13 years ago in old RuneScape. The black salamander, trying to hit huge hits with that. I never knew you could hit 50s. It blew my mind. And busting 30s with the feet. That is awesome. Mystic battle staff, hitting 40s with it. Like, as a noob or a kid back in the day, you probably would have thought, maybe max hit of like 20 or 30. Obby Mauls, Granite Mauls, all sorts of just giant hits. Now the Granite Maul, I'm used to seeing those big hits from watching all the PKing videos over the years. The Sarah Sword hitting 50s. The max hit series was all about maximizing the total max hit. Now these weren't fully realistic hits, like the Dragon two-hand hitting these 52s and specking like that. Like, that wasn't something you're going to find out doing Slayer or something really back in the day. And then you're moving on to like the AGS here, and then like the Karis that was really strong against Kelfight. Like those, like, wow, hitting 90s with the AGS, that was mind-blowing. I remember the max hit was like 76 or 78. 73, Karis, the Karis hitting over 100. This one, when I first saw this video, probably like 14 years ago when it came out, hitting that 117 was like, what? SoSolid2k and Woox even had a fight back in the day. No PvP gear, no spirit shields, no summoning. And this is in 4x speed, and even in 4x speed, the switches are pretty slow. And this is with the Ancient Prayer, so that it's deflect instead of just block. But I mean, with PvP, it's different. But then they also have like Spirit Split or Soul Split, which gives you health back and all that from when it's like Smite, but better. And so the first fight looks like it goes Woox's way. It's a very interesting setup. They're kind of using high PVM gear. And this is back before everyone and their mother was a good PvP on, like, meaning like Woox and those guys. I don't know if Woox is a great PvPer, but I'm sure he's leaps and bounds better than me. He did win the first or second Deadman mode, and Mod Ash had to pay for it out of his own pocket, but that's a different story. As it looks like Woox is winning the second fight so far. Yep, he got him the second time, so it's 2-0 for Woox's favor. In the third fight, they get their overloads going. That's why they were losing health and busting out. This is the post-Constitution update, so they're hitting 300s instead of 30s. Everything had a 0 added to it. It was a very strange dark time before the evolution of combat came out, and Woox is doing a pretty decent job this time around too. It might 3-0 SoSolid2k, and he does with food to spare. SoSolid2k was also known for his RSMVs. The Allegiance by Firewind RSMV is one of the ones that sticks in my memory to this day. I'll go and watch it after this video, but it really was a banger. His editing and his skills with everything was just beyond levels on YouTube, and also it's a different genre of music than a lot of other RSMVs. A lot of people are doing RSMVs parodies to like anime music, or they were doing it to like whatever emo music, and this was like old school, not old school, but like metal music, which was really cool and interesting for me, someone who just consumed all sorts of RuneScape content back in the day. I was obsessed with this kind of stuff. So his quality and the production he did on that, I remember rewatching the Four Gods Sword clip so many times because it's just, I'm like, how could you get that synced up? I'm like, they had to be on a call together. Like, that was just so cool for 2012. Since SoSolid2k didn't use a microphone, these videos helped kind of establish his personality. So to me, he was a high-hitting, metal-listening-to cool guy. So as a kid, you looked up to these kind of people, and I think a lot of people kind of looked up to him. Like, there's a lot of people who were probably in elementary school or middle school who were looking up to, like, this high-level, really popular YouTuber that was doing stuff that you were like, how could he do that? Like, the edits were just incredible, and nowadays you wonder, like, where did he go? And I actually have some answers. There's some old answers, because it's from an AMA 8 years ago, but we're going to get into that now. In 2016, about 4 years after he was playing, he did an AMA on Reddit, on the old school subreddit actually, and I'll have that link down in the description down below. And in that AMA, he talked about why he stopped playing, what he was doing while he was playing, how much money he was making roughly, and other things like that. So after he stopped playing, he started playing the other games he missed out on, and then he got into Dota 2. So everyone who knows someone who got into League and stopped playing RuneScape, which is something I actually ended up doing way back in the day, that is a very common thing. And then after that, he started getting more into exercising. He had to get a real job since he wasn't making money on YouTube anymore, and since he was actually making money through Machinima, being a partner through them. And he said in his AMA as well that he was making roughly the same now as he was making back then. So I would guess probably about like $3,000-4,000 a month. So that's probably not too bad. In that Reddit AMA, SoSolid talks about how he got into making videos on YouTube. A friend of his got Camtasia for Christmas and made a Castle Wars video, so SoSolid naturally had to copy his friend. But it wasn't until his 8th video, which was the 100k Firebolts on Steel Dragons, that got him really into video making because of the positive reaction, which I can relate to. If you make a video and it doesn't get positive reaction or people don't really care about it, it can feel demotivating. But when people, even just a few likes, make you feel good. So yeah, if you like this video, leave a like. A fan asked him if he regretted stopped making videos, since if he was still making them now or made the same videos now as he did back then, he'd be making a lot more money. I mean, if you think of it that way. And this was 8 years ago, so no, he was bored of the game. If he forced himself to play the game, he'd just probably be hating his life right now. Plus, there's benefits of having a normal job. It does force you to go out and be social, and he said he had been pretty shy and awkward in the past, and now he's become more outgoing and confident. So maybe quitting RuneScape and quitting that solitary grind helped him out. It's one of those things that's hard for me to balance my social life and making videos and stuff, but it's still a lot of fun for me. The passion for me is still making the videos and seeing people enjoy them. Sadly, it sounds like he was a casualty of the changing times of RuneScape back in the day, from the era of normal RuneScape to the Constitution era to the Evolution of Combat era, that really demotivated a lot of people who grew up with the passion of the game. That passion that started in 2003 that grew as they grew. And by the time old school RuneScape came out, they didn't want to reinvest the hundreds of hours, or, well, I should say thousands of hours and hundreds of days into the game that they had invested in before, and they had already moved on to new obsessions. As for him, it was backlog of games, playing Dota. For me, it was playing League of Legends. So I can relate a lot to how SoSolid went through it, except for I was on a scale of I had 100 subs while he had 100,000 subs. So with that, we'll conclude the video on SoSolid2k, an OG legend of the RuneScape YouTube days. And if you want to see me talk about someone else, leave a comment down below, leave a like on this video, and I'm Jeff. Subscribe for more, and I'll see you next time.